Alright guys, so now I'm going to teach you the Facebook scaling strategy of once you find a successful PPE. So I went ahead and ended my viral video test because it was doing just as well if it's to try to get tons of organic engagement, tons of shares, tons of likes, and mine just wasn't doing that. So I went ahead and ended that so I didn't waste any more money, and I focused on my golf ball ad. Now what you want to look for right here is at least 0.0004. Now I definitely don't have that right now, but that's okay because it's been 3 days since I launched this. And now it's time to retarget. So that's the first thing you want to do before you completely give up on your ad set. Because remember, we're going very broad at the beginning and then we're just narrowing it down. So what you're going to do is click on that ad and then you're going to click breakdown and you're going to scroll down. Hold on, let me move myself. You're going to scroll down to buy delivery and then you're going to go to country. Alright, and then you're going to review where it's doing the best. Alright, so you see in the United Kingdom, it's doing pretty well. Alright, so as you can see, in the United Kingdom and the United States, it's doing pretty well. It spent $6 in the United Kingdom, and it spent $3 in the United States, with some decently high engagement. So definitely the countries you target are the United Kingdom and the United States. Before we go into the new ad set and start editing and tweaking all of our new targeting, we're going to go ahead and look at more breakdowns. So go back to here, and we're going to go look at gender. So male is dominating for sure. So we're going to definitely be targeting all males because there's just no question that it's going to be way more cost efficient to target males only. And this is a good point that someone made to me when I first was ignorant to the facts of what Facebook was telling me. So the whole idea of dropshipping is not seeing how many you can sell. It's how many you can sell at the lowest cost per purchase. And that's important to realize because in the beginning when I was selling these products, I was trying to sell as many as possible, just get out as many as I can, and being ignorant to the data, thinking that I knew a little better than the Facebook pixel. No, it's all about selling as many as possible at the lowest cost per purchase, okay? So far, we're definitely targeting males only in the United Kingdom and the United States. Let's see what age range it's doing well in. Oh, wow. So surprisingly, it's doing pretty well in the 18 to 24 range. So just by looking at this, you're seeing that it's doing very well between 18 and 34. However, take notice that it really hasn't tested much in this area yet. It's only spent $1.20 here, 64 cents here, $1.47. So I think it's still a little too young in the stages to make a decision on what your age range should be, just because it seems a little spread out. And also the fact that we know that there's tons of golfers in their elderly age that would want this. But Facebook just hasn't given it enough data to test that yet. So I think we're going to leave the ages alone just for now until later. In the breakdown, you can look at all these other ones, like if you're selling iPhone cases or just cases in general, you can look at what device they're on and whatnot. Yeah, this can be a very powerful tool of finding exactly where your target audience would be. Alright, so what I would do from here is I would first go into our original ad. And since it was performing the best in the United Kingdom, on this one, we're going to click Ad Set. And we're just going to change this to men in the United Kingdom. So go ahead, rename your ad set, whatever you're targeting. Men and UK. Keep that at $5 a day. Go to edit. I'm going to get rid of New Zealand, United States, Canada, Australia. Then we're going to scroll down here and do men only. And then that gives us 2.5 million people, which is almost the perfect number that you want. Click update and then click publish. Alright, so now we're going to do a quick split test with this PPE. We're going to go ahead and click duplicate, original campaign. Then in here we're going to do men USA, $5 a day. Switch United Kingdom to United States. So you can see in the United States there's a way larger audience for golf. However, like I said at the beginning, you can't be ignorant to the facts, so be sure to test United Kingdom along with that because it was performing well in this. But now we're going to split test it because the thing with Facebook ads is you can't necessarily split test in the same ad set. So say I ran an ad with, but instead of just changing it to UK, say I just changed it to UK and USA in that same ad set. Well, the way Facebook works is it's going to test each of them, and then when it finds one's performing better, it's just going to just level that up and then leave this down here. That's why it's always good to test it with a split test, because in 3 days, Facebook's already going to make a decision where it's going to perform better. but that's only a 3-day sample. You don't necessarily know in the long term because you haven't supplied enough data, you know? So you're gonna split test these, you're gonna hit publish. So from here, you're gonna let this run another 3 days, and then you're gonna see where it performs the best between the USA and the UK. You can see where we're going with this. We're just narrowing down our target audience so that when we switch to conversion ads, we'll know exactly who to target for the conversion ads. And in that interlude video I put where I said you have to be okay with losing money, this is what I was talking about. You're not gonna find your immediate target audience with the first test or anything like that. It's gonna take a little bit of time, a little bit of testing to narrow it down. Okay, so from here, I'm going to show you the entire Facebook strategy without the lookalike audiences. I'm going to put the lookalike audiences in the next video, and then the manual bidding, I'm going to put in another video as well. This is just the basics for leading up to that, because you want to put into your mind that the end goal is purchase lookalikes. And the only way to get to purchase lookalikes is if you get at least 100 purchases to make that lookalike audiences. Facebook won't allow you to make that until you get 100 purchases, and then once you do that, it's easy business from there because you're allowing Facebook to do all the work basically for you, and it's narrowing it down. And the more purchases you get, the more narrow it gets, the more your business goes up. It's really incredible. But first, we got to do the steps to get there first, and that's what we're doing right now. All right, so here's my Facebook ad scaling strategy Excel document that I made. I'm gonna put this in the description. I'm just going to review this right now and then jump into the ad manager and show you exactly how to do it. So like I said, start with the $5 PPE, wait 3 to 5 days, let it optimize, let it season, and then anything that's doing 0.0004 or below PPE, you're going to want to retarget it and split test that if possible. If it's performing way better in one country than another, like not even close, go ahead and just focus on that country for now. After this, you're going to wait 3 to 5 days. Then you're going to scale up any 0.0004 or below to $10 a day. Now, if both ad sets end up doing that, I'd scale both to $10 a day, but don't put more than $10 a day in PPE. Eventually, you're just going to be wasting money on just getting social proof when you need to be putting that money into conversion ads so you actually get purchases. So after you do that and everything's running well, you're going to launch an ATC. Now, I did put right here that you have the option to start a CPC, which is click per cost, and that's before the ATC. What this does, it just gets people to click on your website, go to it, and whatnot. This is similar to a view content, which you would probably start off with if you actually had a product page. But since we don't have a product page, we just have a home page, you have to use ATC. I like going directly to ATC because our entire website's already optimized for ATC, and that will allow the Facebook pixel to optimize quicker for it as well. So if you did want to start with cost by click, you can just follow these same exact directions, just increase it and whatnot. But if you did want to go that route, I would just recommend quickly Googling cost per click campaign. It's very simple. It's basically the same formation as the ATC. But in this case, we're going to go from PPE to ATC so we can go directly into the sales. So once the PPE is doing good, you're going to go ahead and launch an ATC ad set, and you're going to wait 3 to 5 days. And then after that 3 to 5 days, if you're getting like 50 cents or below per add to cart, that's a good sign, and then you're going to increase that to $10 a day. And then after $10 a day, you're gonna keep it at $10, and then you're gonna let that run for maybe 5 days, and you're gonna keep that going as long as you're profitable. If you're not getting any sales at the end of 5 days, it might be wise to go back and start with a new product on the PPE. Or like I said, you can even try CPC. Just so we're clear, when I say CPC, I'm talking about this traffic option right here. It's just to get people to click onto your website. So back to what I was talking about. So say at $10 a day ATC, you're getting, say you're making like $15 a day. Well, in that case, you just keep doubling it. You keep doubling the ATC as long as you're profitable. Just keep doubling that and keep scaling that until you get 20 purchases a week. Now, once you get 20 purchases a week, that means that this is fully optimized. And one thing I want to point out, the benefits of starting with the traffic is that Facebook doesn't necessarily recommend optimizing for a certain conversion until you're getting at least 20 of that conversion a week. So if you did want to start with the traffic, you would launch that after your PPE is getting 20 visits a week, which is very simple. And once you're getting 20 add to carts through your traffic campaign, then you can switch to ATC and then follow these steps. When I launched my website, I went straight to ATC and I was fine, but it might be a good idea to do traffic. It's really up to you and your testing strategies. Once you're getting 20 purchases a week right here from the ATC, now you want to switch to a purchase ad set. And then this is a part that I personally had trouble with, and I just want to reassure you guys. When you're getting about 20 purchases a week consistently, maybe 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to want to end that ad set completely. And that hurt a little bit for me because it takes a while for Facebook to re-optimize. But the reason we do this is Facebook tells you don't put one conversion against another. So in other words, don't run an add to cart ad while you're running a purchase ad, because they're actually going to compete for conversions against each other. So you don't want to compete against yourself. So once you're getting that 20 purchases a week, now your purchases have enough data and are optimized to actually switch to a purchase ad. And now you're getting closer and closer to that end zone. But when you launch that purchase ad, it's the same thing, only this, you're going to let it optimize even a little bit more. So you're going to start, maybe test 2 to 3 different ad sets and see which one's doing well between 3 and 5 days. But you're going to want to run at least one 5 to 7 days, because you're switching from an ATC to a purchase ad. And this can cause Facebook to have a little bit of confusion. And then you're going to run that as long as you have a profitable conversion rate. You're going to increase that to $10 a day purchase. Run it 5 more days. If it has a profitable conversion rate, you just double the ad spend. 5 more days, double the ad spend. And then you just keep doing that until you get 100 orders. And then once you get 100 orders, that's when you're going to launch lookalike audiences. But I'm not going to talk about this in this video, just to keep everything in one place and not confuse you and give you too much information at once. But this should be your first goal right here. Get 100 orders, because once you get 100 orders, it becomes very simple after this. So I'm actually going to hop into the ad manager and show you what to do once you get good results on PPE. So you're going to come here, you're going to click conversions, and you're going to name this ATC or golf glasses. And then key result, you want to keep that at purchases, because that is your key result, but that's not what we're necessarily optimizing for. Click continue, and then for your ad set, name this ATC golf, and then you're going to go right here, and then you're going to click add to cart, and you're going to make sure that it's green. It should be green. If you're at this point and it's not green, you got to go back and change something. And then we're going to go down here. We're going to click saved audience. We're going to use that same golf, but this time we're going to edit it. So for the sake of the video, let's pretend that the United States did way better than the United Kingdom. So what we're going to do is we're going to target the United States, people who live in this location. We're going to target men 18 to 65, or depending on what age it's doing best in your product. We're going to go ahead and X out of this, X out of this. Okay, and this is one of my good tricks I have up my sleeve. So again, you're going to do the narrow people. I already clicked it. I'll unclick it so you can see it. You're going to click narrow audience, and you're going to see how many people you have. So you got 14 million people. You want to get that down between 1 and 2 million. So to narrow it, this is what I do. So first thing you want to do is type in active credit card user. This will ensure everyone seeing your ad actually has a credit card on file based on their previous purchasing behavior on Facebook. Scroll up and see how many people you have. So I'm still at 11 million people. That's a little too much. We're going to narrow further. And then let's go with engaged shoppers. So what engaged shoppers is anyone who's clicked on the Shop Now button under another Facebook ad. So this will ensure that you're targeting people who have an interest in golf, who are an active credit card user, who trusts Facebook ads enough to buy from them. And then you're going to scroll up and see. So 5.3 million people. That's still a little too much. So we're going to scroll down again, narrow even further. And then be sure to look at your suggestions too, because these can definitely give you great ideas. So like right here, online shopping, that'd be another great one. Online shopping. So now we're down to 4 million people. Since I haven't narrowed it down by age, I'm still doing a pretty broad age. I think that's basically good enough, because once I do narrow down the age, it's going to be that perfect number. So I'm going to go ahead and say that this is what I'm looking for. But yeah, guys, whenever I do a conversion ad, I usually always do this. I always do my interest at the top, and then I narrow it down with active credit card user, engaged shoppers, and online shopping. And this is super powerful, because you're ensuring that every single person that your ad's being shown to is an eligible candidate to actually go and buy it. And not only that, you're ensuring that all these people have a strong possibility of wanting to buy this based on their previous behavior. That's how powerful Facebook is. So you're just going to click update, and then there you go. You got 4 million people. Now, I forgot to mention that this is actually with Instagram and Facebook. So when you go into edit placements and narrow it down, it's actually going to be even more beneficial. So now that we're in conversions, we're going to test it with both devices actually. So mobile and desktop, just because like I was saying, a lot of older people play golf and a lot of them don't look on their phone as much. So it's probably a good idea to test both devices on this one. But I would recommend just staying on Facebook. Just the feeds too, and since it's a conversion ad set, you can't do suggested videos anymore, so we're just going with feeds. Change the daily budget to $5 a day, and yeah, we're at 3.4 million, so that looks pretty good. And then you would click continue, and then you would just find that same post. You just click use existing post. Always use the same post because you're just putting more and more social proof into this ad. So the more people who like it, the more reputable it looks. One thing I want to mention right here real quick is when you do convert it into a conversion ad, you want to add a call to action button. Now, for some reason, my Facebook ads are erroring right now because it will pop up right here. On your screen, it probably shows this call to action. You just click like the option where it says show shop now, and then it has your link. I'm not sure why it's not showing up on my screen right now. I think Facebook is updating its ad manager, so there's some errors. Right here, you put a call to action, and that is only on your conversion ads. Don't try to put a call to action on your engagement at all. And there you go. You would just click confirm, and you'd let that run. Now, and like I said, if it's doing good in 2 countries, I would actually run a $5 add to cart to both of these countries with the same audience. And then I didn't show you guys this at the beginning of the video, but this is actually my ad. It's doing pretty well because on the video I showed you guys, it says tag a golfer who needs this, and I'm getting so many tags down here. I already have 26 comments, you know, not too many likes, just 5 shares, but that's still, it's looking promising for sure. And that was a broad targeting. That wasn't even narrow at all. Now it's gonna even amp it up to another level. But yeah, now you guys would come down and click confirm, and you would launch both of those ATC or however many ATCs you want to launch. ATC right here, and let's pretend it's like 5 days later, and I'm getting a good purchase ratio. And right here it says per purchase, but you can go into the columns and actually show what your add to cart ratio is. So as long as I'm making a profit on it, I would actually scale it to the next level to $10 a day, so on and so forth, like I was showing you before. And then I would keep this running until I get about 20 purchases a week. Now, this is what you do once you start getting 20 purchases a week. So, like I said, we're going to pretend this is getting 20, 30 purchases a week. When that happens, after a week or two, you're going to go in and you're going to click edit on your ad set. Go to ad set. And then right here, I didn't do this at first, and this is what caused my pixel to take a long time to re-optimize. But this is what you need to do. So when you come to that original ad set, you're actually going to click X on the add to cart, and you're going to change it to purchase. And then you're going to change the ad set name to purchase golf. And what this does, it still takes all that data it has in this ad set, and now it can apply it to focusing on purchases. If you ended this and you restart an ad set, it would start from scratch again, and it would only use your pixel data. Seems a little confusing, but this is an important step that I wish I knew back then. So once you're in your purchase ad, say you're doing like $40 a day, you would come down here and you'd switch that to $5 a day, just so you do give it time to actually optimize to the new conversion. And then you scroll down, and then, like I said, you gotta keep track of your data. You gotta see where it's performing best. So say it ends up performing best between the 18 and 34-year-olds. I would switch it to that. 1.6 million people, that's like the perfect number, you know? And I would keep all this the same. I would just keep all that the same. There's no reason to really change it. That's a really good targeting. Then you'd also be sure to check where it's performing best on your devices. Since you're checking both devices, more than likely it's going to be mobile. But like I said, you never know, because desktop is used by a lot of elderly people, and they might want to order it from their desktop. Then you'd go ahead and click publish right here, and then it would just update your ad set. All right, so now that you have a purchase ad set or purchase ad sets, you can go ahead and run it for like 5 to 7 days, just because optimizing for purchases is a little more difficult than add to carts because they're not as plentiful. And also, don't get discouraged if you're getting a lot of add to carts. I think like the average cart abandonment on e-commerce is like 70%. Like 70% of the people who come to your website are going to add to cart and then abandon. So don't get worried or worked up wondering why everyone's adding to cart and not buying. It's just human nature. People just add to cart for some reason. I don't get it, but it's something you just got to deal with. If you're getting like hundreds of added carts and not one purchase, then you're going to have to look into your website or something, because there's something off there. You should get at least one purchase, you know. We did test the order. We know that it works, so it would have to do something with the details of your website. So again, we're going to pretend right now that 5 to 7 days passed. Our purchase ad was doing good. We're going to go in here. We're going to edit this, and we're just going to scale that to 10. Or if you have 2, you're going to scale both to 10. As long as it's profitable, just keep scaling it. There's no reason to ever end a profitable ad set. And then, like I showed you before, after 5 days, you're going to scale that again as long as you're profitable. And then another 5 days, you're going to scale that. You're just going to keep doubling it. And you're just going to do this until you get 100 purchases total. Once you get 100 purchases total, go on to the next video and learn about lookalike audiences. Because like all the hard work is right at the beginning. Once you get 100 purchases, it's easy. Facebook just takes everything off your hands and does it for you, all the targeting. It just starts to become super simple and easy after that, honestly. It may sound confusing at first. If you're confused, just go ahead and throw me a post on the Facebook group, and I'll respond as quick as possible. This is just the best way I can explain it. You're just taking it from PPE to ATC to purchase ad, scaling the purchase ads to get 100 orders. Once you get 100 orders, we're going to switch to lookalike audiences and then just ride that wave as high as we can go. So best of luck.